Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to Shred Sessions, episode 13. Today I have a very special drummer joining me. We got Mr. Zach Dean on the show, so make sure you stick around for the duration of this conversation. We're going to hit all things extreme metal drumming, double bass, chops, all the above, man. So, Zach, welcome to the show, man. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Heck yeah.
Pretty cool.
You were saying this was your first podcast?
Yeah. Ever.
It's an honor.
Yeah.
It's an honor to have you
Never
on,
done
dude.
this before.
So the reason why Zach is in Nashville this weekend is he's actually playing a show with my band, Xaphon.
Yeah.
I just happened to reach out to him on Instagram and was like, hey, man, you interested in playing a show? And he happened to be free and available, and spent the time to learn the tunes, which my stuff is not easy to play.
Yeah.
So I commend you for that. But we practiced last night at Diamond Sound Studios, and we're feeling pretty good about
Yeah,
this
it was
set.
fun.
So, yeah, we're playing Dark Matter tonight with Autumn Lies Buried and Clockwise, Ritual Killer, Case, a couple other bands. It's going to be a fun night. But this,
I'm excited.
This will be out after that show. So, yeah, dude, I just wanted to sit down with you and hang. I mean, we've been hanging for the last couple days. We went to Mother's Ruin last night, which was kind of a trip. What'd you think of that place?
Had a wonderful breakfast burrito.
At 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Nice little chorizo egg burrito. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was very like crazy in there. A lot of I don't know, is this like a college area around there?
No, man, it was just like young professional city in there, dude.
Yeah.
It was like it was getting kind of rowdy.
It was there was a lot going on there.
There was actually like a bit of a traffic jam going on in the middle of like the bar area, and this guy kind of wanted to fight me. Like I said, all I said was
crazy.
Like, let's keep it moving, guys. Like I was trying to be positive, like you know, because we were literally just standing there for like a minute, just looking at each other.
Yeah,
and I was like, let's keep this train moving. And then that guy did not like that. He goes, I'm a gentleman. I let women walk in front first. And I was like, dude, we're all just standing
people,
here.
Man. Sometimes they're crazy.
It was a weird moment, but
and I was just sitting there trying to pay my tab, you know.
Yeah, which was a disaster.
Chaos in there.
That was crazy, dude. Well,
but
dude,
yeah, it was cool though. Yeah,
it was a cool spot. I don't know. I was just like, you know, we're at Diamond Sound. Mother's Ruin's close. Their late night food is just off the chain.
Yeah.
Double burgers and chicken sandwiches. Really good stuff. So, but dude, how has it been? First of all, I wanted to ask you about some Xaphon stuff. Like, how has it been learning those tunes, man? Like, what's your process for tune learning? And stuff like
I guess for me, learning songs, it's mostly just listening to it. I'll spend, I don't know, a day on a song maybe, or a couple of days, and just listen to it like, obsessively, just on repeat through the day. I'll go on a walk and I'll listen to it, or I'll go to the gym and just jam the song over and over, and just kind of focus mostly on the drums, obviously.
Yeah.
And just like pick each part, like the kick, snare, I'll listen to everything, and I don't know. It's just listening to the song mostly. And then after I feel like I've learned everything mentally, I'll sit on the kit and run through it. And if there's parts that, I'm struggling on, then I'll just go back and listen to it, maybe that section a lot. I didn't have, you might have sent me the stem tracks. Or the drum track only.
Yeah.
I didn't pull them up, but typically that is something I do. I'll just pull up the stem track, just the drums only, and slow it down in certain parts, and just listen to only the drum track. That helps a lot.
Dude,
for me.
I was impressed because you learned like the specific fills that I had programmed.
Yeah.
Like, so the Xaphon record, Heights of the Far North, I just programmed the drums just for cost efficiency reasons. But you showed up to practice having the specific fills like down.
Yeah.
Like, and there's a lot of like little nuance things that only happen once in the song, and like you got those. Like,
yeah.
And you did some improvising too.
Yeah.
But that was really special, like that was very professional, man.
Yeah. I try to be, I like to play songs how they're written. Like what you're hearing is what I'm playing. Yeah, like you said, I was improvising a little, but I do typically like to keep it as you hear on the record. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it was nice, man. So you mainly just jammed along to the recorded versions of the song, like with the drums playing in your ears while you're practicing.
Yeah. And then showed up here and we ran through the session with the click and everything, and it went great.
Yeah.
It
was fun, man. I had a blast last night.
Yeah, same.
I was getting very stoked.
Yeah, the mix in my ears was great. Everyone's sounding good, so yeah.
That's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I want to get to your time playing drums in Alluvial in a little bit, but before we do that, like, let's start at the beginning, man. Like, what's your musical background? What was your first instrument, and how did you get into drumming more seriously, and how did you get into like metal drums in particular?
Yeah, so my dad and my uncle were in a metal band.
No kidding.
Called Maltese Cross. Actually, further back, they were in a band called Torment.
Okay.
When I was born.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Death metal
band. It's just like metal, Metallica type.
Like
first
Testament. Or second wave of heavy metal? Yeah.
Okay. That was like their biggest influences, I think, back then.
Yeah.
And I was a baby, and they were just jamming metal, And so I was brought up listening to metal. My dad is a big metal guy. Always jamming Pantera, Metallica, Megadeth. So yeah, I was kind of brought into this world listening to metal. And so they had a band together. My uncle plays drums, my Uncle Nathan. And every time I saw him play at a very young age, before I started, I was just like amazed at the drums, watching him play.
Yeah.
And one day, my dad came up, because when I was a kid, dude, I would set up toys around me, just like little things in my room.
Make your own kit.
Yeah, dude. And I'd sit there and just tap on it. And my dad, I remember the day like vividly. I think I was in first grade or something. It was back in like 2001. I think 2001 or 2002. He came up in the room and saw my little drum kit that I made out of toys, and he was like, "Zach, come downstairs with me." And I was stoked to go down there because I knew all the gear was down there. And my dad and my Uncle Nathan like told me to go and sit on the drum set. And it was like this sick pearl, like silver drum kit, cymbals everywhere. I think he played Zildjian at the time. I was amazed.
So you got to sit on Uncle Nathan's drum kit.
Yeah.
Slam some drums.
Yeah. Well, I didn't slam on him yet. I tried to tap around on him, but yeah, it was crazy, dude. I remember just being amazed, looking at everything in front of me. It's crazy. I feel like I'm like there right now.
That's awesome.
As I'm talking about it.
That's amazing.
Like I remember it so vividly, but so yeah, they set me down on the kit, and then shortly after that, there was a guy. His name's David Mings. Shout out to him. He's
David
awesome.
Mings?
Yeah.
Cool.
Friend of my dad and my uncle. He'd come hang out while they were practicing. And I was sitting on a kit it was like an extra kit downstairs. And he showed me how to play. It was like a simple 4/4 beat, really, on the crash and snare. Just like a ba-ta, ba-ta.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. And that was the first beat I ever learned. And I just kind of went from there. Yeah. And I just listened to a lot of metal and watched a lot of my favorite drummers growing up.
Yeah. So
incorporated, yeah.
Did you have access to your uncle's drum set, and that's how you learned to play, or did you eventually get your own kit?
Yeah, I didn't play that. There was like an extra kit down there from what I remember, and they pretty much gave it to me. It was a Mapex Mars kit. It was like all black.
Cool.
Yeah. And then my dad also showed me like a little groove. So it was like David showed me that, and my dad showed me. It was like another 4/4, just like simple like rock beat.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I just figured it out, just whatever. I just improvise a lot, and I still do that to this day. I improvise a lot on the drums. Yeah, it was really cool.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's really great. So, as you got a little bit older, like middle school and high school, did you play drumline? Were you in band class?
Yeah, I was in band 6th grade year. I just did snare, and like there was this like big bass, I'd hit it. Didn't really keep up with that though. It was just that year. And then during that summer, I tried to do the marching thing.
Yeah.
There was like a summer camp, like marching band deal.
Yeah, I did that like I think 2 summers in a row, man.
Yeah, I tried putting on like the quads.
Yeah.
And walking around with them, and man, that was a workout.
That stuff is wild, dude.
Yeah, I was like, 6th grader trying to walk around with those quads. It wore me out.
Yeah.
And I didn't continue with it though. So, yeah, I wish I would have done more band stuff in school, but I didn't.
So, did you start your own like rock or metal band like around that time with some other buddies from school?
Yeah, my sophomore year, there was a local. Actually, I'm getting ahead of myself here. In 2007, my dad went to a local guitar shop, and he stumbled across 2 just shredders, Zach Smith and Drew Kruger. Great dudes.
And this is in Columbia, Indiana, where you're
Columbus.
from. Columbus, Indiana.
Yeah.
Dude, I've probably messed that up 10 times today. Like,
nah, dude. You're good, man.
Columbus, Indiana, which is your hometown, and you still live there today, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Good old Columbus.
Yeah, man.
So my dad stumbled across these absolute shredders. They were crazy. Like, they are crazy guitar players. They don't do too much these days, which I wish they would, I wish they would,
keep playing.
Yeah. Do some shit.
Yeah,
all right.
man.
If you're watching this, Drew. But yeah, he called me up and asked me if I would go down. Like, if he was like, I'm going to come get you, and we're going to go down here at Guitar City in Columbus. Because at the time we were living in a smaller town a little north of Columbus called Edinburgh, Indiana. I lived there from like 3rd grade to 9th grade, but mostly in Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
It was just slightly north of Columbus. So my dad came and got me, went down there, and apparently they needed a drummer. He had talked to them while he was at the store with them, and went down there, and there was like this old kit in the back. Tried out for them, or kind of tried out, just jammed. And they loved it. They loved me. So we formed a band called When This Dies, and played a few shows here and there. It was a cool time.
When This Dies?
Yeah, When This Dies.
Sick, dude.
Yeah.
Nice.
We did a few covers. We did a Fixation on the Darkness. I think the song is called it's a Job for a Cowboy song. Is it Knee Deep?
That sounds about right.
Is that the song name?
I think so, man.
I think so too. We
You
did
covered
that song. Yeah.
Yeah. Heck yeah, dude.
Just 7th grade, just ripping those songs.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're so good at drums today, man.
Thanks.
Like, what were you like back then? Were you just like practicing all the time? Like,
yeah, oh yeah.
Listening and trying to do exactly what these guys were doing on these records?
Yeah. I think the very first song I ever learned was Dig by Mudvayne.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's a murderous drumming song.
Yeah.
Dude.
That was the first song I ever learned.
Yeah. What a crazy
And then
song.
I was into Iced Earth at the time, so I learned Storm Rider as well.
Heck yeah, dude. The guys at my high school were big into Iced Earth, and that kind of like a lot of power metal. There's a lot of
I
power
love
metal fans.
Yeah,
Me too. I love that stuff too. I
awesome.
grew up with that Ed Guy and Stradivarius and Rhapsody of Fire and the majestic.
You know a little bit more than I do. I have no idea who those bands are.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's awesome stuff, man.
I was like more into like Hammerfall.
Oh yeah,
You know, like that band. I was
or
like
Amon
obsessed.
Amarth.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
I
kind
was
of stuff.
obsessed with Hammerfall. I don't know. I
Yeah.
had a crazy obsession with them for a moment there.
I'm gonna grab a drink of this.
Yeah, do your thing.
My special. We both got these to stay hydrated and healthy for our show tonight.
Drew gave
Shout
me
out to Soul It.
Drew gave me a shot of creatine, so I put it in here.
Yeah, we're running that creatine, fueling the muscles for the show.
But
that's interesting.
Yeah, it was just a lot of me jamming in my room. Just whatever came to my mind, like improvising, like I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
I do that so much. Like, that's pretty much all I do. Like, even till this day, I'll just go sit on the kit and just play. Whatever comes up, you know?
Did your parents put any, like, rules around the drum kit? Like, when you could play it or when you couldn't play it?
No, actually.
Really?
My parents are...
They soundproof the hell out of, like, your...
No, it wasn't
your bedroom?
soundproofed at all. Yeah.
Jeez.
Just my bedroom with my bed in there, my gaming setup. You know, I had my whole little rig, dude.
That's wild. And you're playing an acoustic kit.
Yeah, I was playing acoustic kit. My dad bought everything for me. Like, I wouldn't be who I am if it wasn't for my dad.
Wow.
Shout out Mike Dean.
Heck yeah, Mike Dean. That's my dad's name is Mike too.
Really?
My dad bought me some sweet guitars as a kid.
Nice.
Like he this one day we weren't even planning on getting anything at Guitar Center. I think we just like went there to like look at amps, and he was like asking the salesperson like, how much is this? Like we were looking at a lot of small ones, and then he was like, how much is one of these big freaking half stacks or whatever? And they're like, I think at the time it was like $1,200 for a Marshall JCM 2000, which is like a 100-watt tube head, and then like the cab was like $550.
Yeah.
And he was just like loaded up. He's like, let's go.
That's cool.
And I couldn't believe it, dude.
Yeah.
It blew my mind. Like to wheel a fucking half stack out.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's how I
so
felt.
Cool.
My dad also. You said Guitar Center, right?
Yeah.
My dad also took me to Guitar Center in Greenwood, Indiana, and bought everything for me, dude.
You just went and got
I couldn't
cymbals and
believe
drums.
it. Yeah, dude. It was a Tama kit. Superstar, I believe. It was like a gold finish. Bought me everything I needed, man.
That's sick.
And very grateful for that guy.
Yeah.
Literally my biggest supporter. Him and my mom. They let me play anytime. Like, obviously I couldn't play at night.
Yeah.
Because there's neighbors and stuff, and we did not soundproof my room.
But like after school.
Yeah, after school. Oh,
up
yeah.
until dinner or something like that. Yeah.
I mean, I think I remember I was only playing like an hour a day, maybe 2 hours, just trying to work on my double bass chops, just going after it. You know, I didn't really have a technique. Back then, I didn't really think about that stuff. I was just playing. Just a whole lot of practicing. And my parents were really cool with it. Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Now, we were at practice last night, and you were talking about your first kind of serious metal band that you started. Can you tell us the name of that band? And
real
what that
quick,
was like?
I was going to go into something earlier, and I was like, I got ahead of myself.
Yeah, go into it.
I started a band. Well, it was already kind of started. There's a band called Wings of a Martyr that I joined after When This Dies.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I was in the band. I was in both bands for a second there, but then When This Dies kind of just stopped doing stuff. Everyone went on a different path with whatever, you know, work or something, you know. Like, I can't remember everything, but yeah, I started a band with my friend Michael Taylor, Tracy Scott, Hayden Darnell, Colin Bonnell. Hayden came after, but yeah, Colin Bonnell started like a metalcore band. It was tight. It was like an ABR feel, like, you know, Texas in July type thing. And we played some pretty cool shows. Played a lot at a place called The Gear. Then we made our way down to like Louisville.
Is that in Columbus, The Gear?
The Gear's in Franklin, Indiana.
Franklin, Indiana.
Yeah, just north.
And that was like a church venue?
Yeah, I was telling you about that. Yeah, it was like a church venue / venue.
Yeah.
And very cool place. Cool vibes. Just wonderful venue. Sound was really good.
It's killer.
It was like a more intimate type venue, but it was nice in there. Like the environment it felt like right. You know?
Yeah. Good vibes.
Yeah. Loved playing there. It was a great time. Missed that place actually. And then we played a lot of shows opening up for bands too. Bigger acts. Like we played with Phineas.
Yeah, dude. I played some
love
shows
that
with
band.
Phineas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great player.
Yeah.
Isaiah Perez on
Yep.
drums.
Yep.
Guitar players are insane. I
You're seeing
cannot
this, Isaiah? You're the man.
remember those dudes, but
Freaking man.
yeah, they always had a great energy about them, that band. Like they were just really positive and just good dudes.
Yeah, I can't remember who the drummer was back then. I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah.
It wasn't Isaiah yet, though.
Yeah, I don't think it
original,
was.
It was like their original drummer. Man, I wish I remember the guy's name. I did know it at one point. I just
It's all good.
We opened up for Trivium and Asking Alexandria once too.
Dang. That's sick.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
That is cool.
That was probably our biggest show. Wings of a Martyr. We just opened up the gig. It was on like a side stage, but we played right when doors open, and so the main acts weren't going yet. So we got like a pretty big crowd. It was dope.
It's funny to have shows where the doors open and then the music freaking drops, dude.
Yeah.
Is that how it was? Is that how it
Yeah,
happened?
yeah. That's how
so cool
how
to
it
me.
went.
I don't know why they don't do that
right.
anymore. Like,
Yeah.
make everyone wait outside and then the band's in there setting up. And
Yeah.
then, like doors open, boom,
Yeah.
music. That's funny, man.
Yeah.
That
But it packed out.
I
And
remember
that-
going
and
to
that
shows
side-
like that as a kid too.
Yeah, it was a place called the Expo 5. Yeah, it packed out in there. It was cool.
That's sick.
I think
man.
that was our like best show, like biggest show, I guess, as a band.
Very cool.
But then, yeah, I think what we were going to discuss just now, or before I went on about Wings of a Martyr, I filled in for a metalcore band called Forevermore.
Mm-hmm.
And the guitarist in Wings of a Martyr joined Forevermore, band from Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
They were on Salt State Records. They're not doing much these days. I wish it was still a thing, you know. Forevermore is awesome. Great band.
I never really listened to them or
You
got
should.
into them, man.
Yeah, you should go check out all their records.
Sick. I
Yeah.
will.
Very good.
Yeah.
My buddy Sammy asked if I would fill in on Either Breather's last tour ever. They ended up doing like another tour. I think it was like 2 years ago or something. They did like a reunion type thing. But we did like their official last tour back in 2016 with My Enemies and I.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Was that your first like?
That was my
bigger-
first tour,
Yeah.
ever.
That's cool, man.
It was very fun. Got to see all the West Coast of the U.S. and parts that I'd never been over there.
Yeah.
And then we went home for a week, and we did a tour with Norma Jean and He's Legend and Rival Choir. That was also very dope. You know, I got to meet all these, and then obviously the Either Breather tour, I met a lot of cool new friends.
Rival Choir, they used to be called Mouth of the South, right? Am I thinking of the same?
I don't know.
Because if that's the case, those are like some buddies of mine.
Really?
Mike Butts, the guitar player from. No, I'm getting this conflated. This is some metal history my own metal history that I'm forgetting.
That's all right.
But Josiah Lyle is the
yeah.
So he
That's
was the
them.
vocalist of Mouth of the South. And several years ago, Josiah hit me up for like some guitar lessons. He was wanting to like get more serious about guitar. So
Yeah.
I did several lessons with him.
That's dope.
But yeah, I love those guys.
I
That's how
wasn't
I
sure
started
of that
my
band, but yeah, those are the guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I started my metal career. Was I played in a band called Skies that was based out of Central Kansas,
Nice.
and we toured with bands from Texas. We played several shows with Kubla Khan before they were like really a big deal yet. So that was fun, and then that band like broke up, and I moved back home for about a month, and then I joined As Hell Retreats. This is like 2012, and then I just like packed all my stuff and came down here and crashed on couches for a while. But
That's cool about the As Hell Retreats. I definitely remember that band. Yeah.
it was a great band, man. We had a lot of fun, and I loved playing in that band. That was so great. Got to rip some pretty big gigs. But yeah, man. So what happened? Like, what did you do after that? After the Eye of the Breather tour?
After the Norma Jean tour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was Eye of the Breather and then into Norma Jean. After that, I didn't really do much. It was just me kind of hanging around and just making clips. I had gotten a GoPro. Right, I had already had it before these tours. I was making a lot of GoPro clips on social media and just posting them. I guess we could talk a little bit about that. Yeah.
Sure.
It's kind of the reason I even am like here, I guess.
Yeah. Cool.
In this position, I guess now. So I was a fanboy of Anup Sastry, a YouTuber, like a YouTube drummer, dude, like sick drummer, insane.
Yeah, he's wild.
I added him on Facebook. He has no idea who I am. I'm just like a super fan of this guy. And he accepted my friend request, and I thought that was cool. And I had bought a GoPro sometime after that and got like a little chest mount. And I would put the GoPro on it and sit down at the kit and just play whatever come to my mind, improvising. And I posted, I don't know, it was like a 30-second clip, and he liked it. And back then, I think it still happens, but on Facebook, when like a friend likes something, other people see that you liked it or whatever.
Oh, that's how it works, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so
if more people are engaging in it, then even more people will want to engage.
I think it
with
still
the post.
happens, but I remember back then, like I said, if you like it, your friends will see that you liked this post. So he liked it, and out of nowhere, that video started getting a lot of attention. And there was another YouTuber named Drusif Stalin.
Yeah,
Drusif. He shared the clip. And dude, when he shared it on Facebook, I ended up getting like 50 friend requests or something. It was crazy. And yeah, people in the music scene. I remember one of them was Jake from Reflections.
Sick.
That was cool. But yeah, that was kind of like the start, I guess. And with the help of, my friend Michael, let me tour Forevermore, meet friends and stuff, and just kind of, try to make a little bit of a name for myself, I guess. Yeah, the GoPro clips really did it for me, though.
GoPros are great for drummers because it has such a wide angle lens.
Yeah.
So it'll see all the drums and all the stuff, and you don't have to put the camera like super far away. You just sit at the kit and just like turn around and press a button.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I like the wearing it is cool too.
It is a cool experience. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like as I'm moving, I'm moving on the fill, the camera's moving with me, and
it's cool.
It gives people that like first person perspective.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
I still love doing it. I don't do it as much as I used to.
You did one the other day.
Yeah.
Before you came down here.
I used to do it like a lot. Not as much these days, but I'm gonna bring them back more.
So for modern musicians today, or people like yourself that are trying to make a name for yourself as a drummer or as a guitar player, how important is the content creation thing? You think it's like 100% essential, or if you are great and you're playing shows and stuff, do you think that's just as effective?
I think both.
You got to do it all, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Social media for sure.
And if
you're pretty active online, for the most part, and you're posting, like I said, a lot, and I mean, I guess before that part, you need to be really practicing a lot.
Yeah.
Really working at your craft and trying to be the best you can, and then start making clips, post them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hashtags, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And going to shows, meeting musicians, going to, bigger shows and introducing yourself to people, it's a grind.
Yeah.
For sure.
Dude, when you go to a bigger metal show in Nashville, like everyone's there, man.
Yeah.
Like even people that don't play metal, like all the musicians are there.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Knocked Loose played with Loathe, like it was like all the people that I had been in the metal scene with for like a decade, everyone was in the same room.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what's up? What's up? What's up? You know, you see everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think going to shows is essential.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah, and like the most important thing though is just determination with your instrument and spending so much time with it. Like practice is the most important thing ever.
Yeah. How much do you practice these days, man?
I don't have my own practice space. I mean, my friend Travis Jeffries and his family, Nathan, they let me come jam at their house. And, you know, I typically will spend 1 to 2 hours playing these days.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 3-4 times a week. I try to anyway. If I had my own, like if I had my kit at my house or something,
Yeah.
I'm in a like a 1-bedroom apartment, so I can't really play
Yeah.
my drums at my house. But if I had them at my house, though, I would play like a whole bunch,
Yeah.
like hours. But so being that I'm at a friend's place, you know, I don't want to really intrude too much on their, you know, in
For
their
sure.
house and be there all day long.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like even just an hour a day is great, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I think that's one of the hardest things for drummers, especially metal drummers, is finding a place where you can be loud at.
Yeah.
You can practice with mesh heads and electric kits, but it'll never be like playing a real kit.
I agree.
And it'll never feel the same. The way that your muscles interact with those, with the sticks and the different plastic surfaces that you hit and the cymbals, like I've owned electric kits, man. It just never, to me, it's not the same.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about it though.
Yeah, I had an Alesis Strike Pro E kit, and there were just some issues with it, but I mean, they're fine and all, but you're right. It just does not feel the same at all. I mean, obviously
I just found that everything was like a real drum set is like this big, an electric one is like this.
Yeah.
So you don't have to move nearly as far to hit stuff, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. At my apartment, I just have like a little DW practice kit, just like pads.
Oh, okay.
On this like stand.
You can at least like get warm and work
yeah,
on
it's cool. You know, I'll just be sitting there, you know, watching TV or gaming or whatever, and I'll have my practice kit right there, and I'll just work on maybe some rudiments that come to my mind or singles. I'll just sit there and try to do singles as fast as I can.
Yeah.
Work on my blast beat, you know, on the pad.
Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So one of the things I wanted to get into in your interview is like how you got the Alluvial gig, like how you got involved with them. I think you've been drumming with them since 2022. Is that right?
Yeah.
So how did all that unfold and happen for you?
It was like September. I met up with them for my first practice with the band.
Very cool.
So I guess, yeah, we can go back to the GoPro clips that I was posting. It kind of started gaining some traction, I guess, on Instagram. And people were following me, and I thought it was really cool. I was just doing hashtags and stuff, and I think it was just getting put into the algorithm within like the music industry. People were seeing it. So, I mean,
cool,
dude, people were following me that I was like fans of, you know.
That's wild. How exciting,
Joey
man.
Baca was one of them, the contortionist, and I was like, what the heck, dude? The contortionist drummer just freaking followed me, you know. And
Because you're killing it, bro.
thanks, man. Yeah, it was just posting clips, like I was saying, and one of the people who followed me, his name's Jeeves. He now drums for Crown the Empire. He was at the time drum teching for Chelsea Grin.
Okay.
And I like clicked on his profile and saw that he was a drum tech for them. And I was like, dang, that's cool. And this dude shreds. He has some clips of him drumming, and so I followed him back. Years go by. I think that was back in 2015 when we followed each other. And yeah, years go by. You know, still grinding, doing the clips, and just kind of doing my own thing. Something just popped in my mind though. Before the Forevermore gig, I got asked to play with Alan Rigdon from Era.
Yeah, dude.
I forgot you asked me what else had I
It's crazy
done.
that everyone
we'll
knows everyone.
We'll go back to the Alluvial thing in just a second.
Well, last night we were talking about how everyone knows everyone in the metal world.
Yeah,
it's a very small community. And just by me meeting you, we've had like several, at least 3 or 4 people that we know that are the same, you know, like in our circle.
Dude, it really is, man.
Alan
you
is
hear
a cool
everyone,
dude.
you hear everyone.
The band that was here last week doing a podcast with me, they're super tight with Alan.
Really?
So, yeah. Sunmancer. Cool. Yeah, those guys are like homies.
Alan Rigdon.
Yeah.
You're the freaking man.
He's the man, dude.
You're the man. All right?
Heck yeah. I got to get him up here. We got to get him out of Alabama and up here and do an in-person pod.
I'm sure
Alan.
you'd be down.
Yeah, I got to get him up here.
You're a great
coming
dude.
on the show, bro.
That would be cool. Drew's a great guy. He'll freaking
I'm all right.
let you sleep in his nice guest room, you know? Just get you out of the house. Come chill, dude. But yeah, he hit me up. I did a cover of Spirits Away from Era.
Okay.
The Augment CD they put out. And apparently he wrote that song, or like most of it.
Yeah.
And he loved my cover. And this was like before the Forevermore gig. And asked if I would try out, if I'd be down to try out for his band, The Artificials. So I did that for a little bit, but the Forevermore thing it started to make me a little bit more busy. And I thought I might do another tour with them after to fill in for Sammy because he was very busy with school. And I believe he was living at the campus and he couldn't go on tour.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought maybe I was going to do another tour after Norma Jean. So I actually like left the band, The Artificials. Great band. Alan is a phenomenal guitar player.
He's amazing, dude. He's incredible.
For real. But I ended up not continuing with that because I thought Forevermore was going to keep doing stuff. And then, so yeah, Clips, Jeeves, he's a friend of Wes's. And in fact, he did Alluvial's first tour ever with Animals as Leaders of Maya. He was put on like the notice he had was crazy. There was a drummer in Alluvial. I can't remember his name right now. But he ended up like canceling on the band super last minute. And Wes got a hold of Jeeves. And I think he only had 2 days to learn a set.
2 days?
Yeah, he had like no time at all to learn these songs. God. I think the first show was in Salt Lake where he's from. And he didn't have like any time, but I don't remember how many songs he played that day on the first show. It wasn't the full set because he played probably 2 or 3 songs and then learned the set at like the next day. I think they had like another song.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Jeeves recommended me to Wes back early 2022, back in like May, June. And Wes asked me to do a video of Sarcoma off their full length Sarcoma.
Yeah.
Crazy song.
Yeah.
I was working at a place called Falcon, driving forklift. And when I got the call to try out, I did it as fast as possible.
You drove the forklift
Dude,
right to your house.
That's funny.
Sorry. Immediately, you're like...
Yeah. Well, I was driving the forklift at work with my phone, like propped up on this little thing on the forklift. It was just like this little holder thing for tools and stuff. And I put my phone there and just listened to Sarcoma the whole shift.
Just the one tune?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I did it all day, that day at work, went home, still listening to it, drove home, 20-minute drive home, just jamming it.
Yeah, I mean, so when we're talking about Alluvial, we're talking about Wes Hawk, who played in The Faceless.
Yep.
And he's one of the most
insane
technical metal guitar players probably of all time. His playing is so clean and so precise, and his compositions are like
he's one of
top
a kind,
tier
dude.
technical death metal type stuff. You know, it's up there. It's progressive. It's groove oriented metal.
Dark.
It's dark.
It's like
so for you to have to learn that stuff, it's involved. Like it's really like it's gonna take all your time for several weeks to get it down.
I obsessed that day. So I learned it, recorded it, had my friend like mix it for me to make it sound better. I had a set of mics, and you know, I typically would just send a raw drum track of me playing or doing like a tryout or whatever. But I asked him to kind of make it sound real sick for me because I wanted the gig, you know, I wanted my drums to sound really good and like show, you know, how much work I put into it in such a short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
I think I recorded it after like 2 days of listening to the song. Something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you recorded it at your house, or you went into a studio? And
yeah, it was at a practice spot that I had at the time. My friend was letting me play in his empty house. He was fixing it up to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
And he let me play in one of the rooms. Yeah, filmed it there, sent it to Wes. He loved it. And I didn't hear from the band for a little while. They did a tour. They had another drummer, just like a fill-in drummer.
Yeah.
Brody Smith. Love that guy.
Is he from
Atlanta?
Atlanta.
Well. Yeah.
Okay. What band is he in?
He's in Animate.
Okay, that's who I thought you were talking about.
Also, the drummer of Seder and Exist.
Cool.
Great dude.
Yeah. You saw him yesterday, right?
Yeah, I did.
You went to Forks.
Yeah. He was in town.
Stuff.
He was in town
cool,
doing
man.
Meinl videos, little drum playthroughs. Be on the lookout for that.
That'll be sick.
That dude is a freaking insane drummer. So yeah, he did. They had a tour already planned, but Wes was still on the lookout for a drummer because Brody was just filling in. And so I did my cover or playthrough of Sarcoma. Loved it.
Dude, I'm sorry I'm laughing. I'm looking at your hat again, and the beanie that's on your beanie is killing me, dude.
Beanie.
I'm sorry,
dude.
I lost it. Like you're talking all serious about your drums, and there's anyway, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So where do you get a hat like that at?
It's a Dad Brand Apparel.
Dad Brand Apparel.
Yeah,
I love stuff like that.
They got a hat that has a hat on it, so it's a hat. I got that one.
Yeah.
So I got my Beanie Beanie now. You know, just makes sense.
Double up on that stuff. You know, and you have a triple one too, right?
Yeah.
A hat.
Yeah. My wonderful girlfriend Nash, she got me. So I have the hat, but they got another one that's got a hat on that hat. All right. Got freaking 3 hats, dude.
I'm dying, man. I have not gotten enough sleep, so like I'll laugh at everything now. Try to hold it together. That's funny, dude.
Yeah.
There's this company called there's this company called Good Shirts, and I got a shirt that says Legends Never Die, and it's the Killdozer guy. I've wore it on the podcast before. Are you familiar with that story?
Mm-mm.
The documentary Tread. It's about this guy that he kind of gets screwed over by the town, like they want to dig on his property, and he fights with the town like forever, for like years, and then eventually he decides to buy like the biggest Komatsu bulldozer that you could get. He buys that and then outfits it with like this really dense metal, and then he fills it with concrete, and he basically makes an armored vehicle.
Oh, wow.
And he puts a CCTV inside so he can see on the outside, and you can't shoot him. And he has portholes for his guns, and he goes to war against this town of Granby, Colorado. And it basically the you know, I don't know, the government comes in and just like kills him, you know, like messes his tank up, you know, that he made. But I have a shirt that kind of commemorates him. But anyway, that's kind of a random
that is wild. Never heard of that.
Yeah, watch the documentary Tread, man. It's one of my all-time favorites. I can't recommend it enough. Like, it's
I
so
will
good.
watch that. Yes. Wow.
So where were we going with the? Okay, so you didn't hear from Alluvial for a while.
Yeah, I didn't hear from him for a minute. And then it's kind of crazy. Just a lot was going on at the time. my mom got put in the hospital. We don't got to go too much into this, but some stuff happened.
Sorry to hear that, man.
It's all right. You know, life happens, man. Crazy, you know. I don't want to get too like sad or like dark or anything, but the reality of it, man, is life is. I don't know how to really word it, but it's just it can be rough.
Oh,
you know, it is rough. It
just is.
It's
man.
not can be. It is. Things happen.
It comes
dude.
in waves, man. Like life can be really sweet and beautiful at times, and then it can be really treacherous for like a long time.
Definitely.
Yeah.
She ended up having like a brain aneurysm, and it ruptured.
God, man.
It's kind of a wild story, man. I'll talk about it just very briefly.
Go for it,
man. The doctors said that she had like almost no chance of living. And that was pretty tough, dude, for me.
Wow, yeah.
This was right before, the Alluvial thing, before they reached back out to me, but it was like right before it. And there was a lot going on. I was staying at the hospital with her. She got taken to the emergency room, and I got a call while I was at work. I left work, drove an hour and a half south, like as fast as possible to get down there. And yeah, dude, it sucked, man. Seeing my mom like
scary,
that.
Man.
She's only 52.
Wow.
And being told that she had a very slim chance of making it, it was like a feeling I'd never felt before came upon me, really.
Yeah.
Because I love my mom a lot, as everyone should love their mom.
Of course,
the mom is.
I love my mom too.
Moms are the best. So yeah, she had the ruptured brain aneurysm, and they took her into ICU, did surgery and everything. And she ended up having a stroke during it too. Actually, a few strokes.
Wow.
During the procedure, and there was like, I think a seizure also involved.
Jeez.
She had a lot, dude, and she was in the ICU for about 3 weeks or so, I think. Her right side of her body was paralyzed. This is a crazy story. Nurses come in, doctors are coming in all the time, check on her and stuff. I was staying the night there through the week with her. I had to like take work off and everything. And so I was staying there a lot with her. Nurses are coming in, trying to get her to move her right side. Move your toes, or like move your fingers, whatever. And I'm sure with time it annoyed her. My mom, she's kind of a stubborn lady, or can be, or whatever. I love her, but yeah, I could tell she was getting annoyed with these nurses and doctors always asking her to do stuff. I mean, I probably would be too, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're not leaving you alone. Anyways, she couldn't move her right side, like at all, for weeks. And I took my pad and my drumsticks up there, just kind of jamming in her room. She's like my biggest supporter, man. Her and my dad, like I said earlier. And I'm just sitting there jamming. We're listening to Pink. It's her favorite artist. So I would sit there and play Pink for her.
That girl can sing, man.
Yeah. And I was just kind of jamming on the pad, and then I took my drumstick and I put it in her right arm, like her hand. And I was like, Mom, I know all these nurses and doctors are always asking you to do stuff. And, I just want you to try something for me. I was like, can you grab my drumstick? Try to grab it. Dude, I almost want to cry right now.
You can cry, dude. Let it flow, bro. Let it flow.
And I watched her fingers like grab it.
Wow.
In her right hand, dude. Yeah.
Remarkable, man.
I'm about to cry.
Dude, that's incredible.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was nuts. And I was like, I called my brother and Tom, her boyfriend. I think I'm actually about to cry.
Dude, it's all right, man. That's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, like I said, that whole time we thought her right side from the strokes and stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't gonna work, maybe, because my grandpa, rest his soul, he had strokes and was paralyzed on his left side, and from the strokes, and he was paralyzed his whole life. So in my mind, I was thinking maybe that was going to be my mom now.
Yeah.
And I watched her grab my stick, dude.
I bet you're stoked, man.
Oh,
that's
dude,
so cool.
It was crazy. So that like made me think, wow. So she's not paralyzed. I just washed her freaking hand, like grab my stick. So, and then, dude, it was crazy. The progression after that day really was insane. That she was starting to put words together more. She played skip-bo with me one day. That's like one of her favorite games to play. And we played, and everything was starting to come back kind of fast. They like would sit her up in the bed, get her to stand up, and then physical therapy started happening. They took her to Fraser Rehab in Louisville, and everything was starting to go really quick, dude. Even just a year later, man, she's walking like normal. She can talk to you, have a night. You can just talk to her, man. Like everything's awesome. It's like a whole like 180, you know.
Yeah. Praise God, man. That's awesome.
Dude. And I prayed a lot for her too during that time.
Yeah.
And I sat there and just kept praying. I'm not a super religious guy, but I believe in God.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just sitting there praying, like, and hoping that something would happen.
Yeah.
And dude, it did. And a lot of people, dude, with what she went through, they don't make it. You know,
Yeah.
People don't. That stuff is very serious, dude.
Several strokes, brain aneurysm. That's insane.
A ruptured one. And dude, right now she can walk like 2-3 miles with her dog.
I'm glad to hear she's doing well, man. Yeah. I didn't know where that story was gonna go.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
dude, it's a beautiful story, kind of. You know, like I thought it was gonna be like the worst thing ever, which I mean it was, you know. But I thought she was not gonna make it, and then boom, she can do everything now.
Yeah,
it's like holy crap, dude. But during all that, Wes hit me back up. We'll go back to Alluvial now.
That's cool, man. No,
it was like during that whole
sharing,
period,
man. That's really vulnerable to share that stuff,
bro. It was
bro.
during that whole period when Wes got back with me and was like, hey, do you want this gig? We have a tour coming up. And it was only 3 weeks away, I might add. It was only 3 weeks away from a 10-week tour with Revocation.
That's such a long tour, bro.
Yeah. Well, it was two tours. Revocation, Krisiun, Alluvial, Innoculation. Innoculation is a dope death metal band from Cleveland, Ohio.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Great guys.
Yeah. Sick.
Krisiun, Brazilian death metal band.
Oh, okay.
Freaking sick guys.
I have not listened to them yet.
Yeah. And Revocation.
Yeah. I know them quite well. Yeah. Great band.
Oh, yeah. So, did a tour with them. I only had, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I always do this. But, yeah, I had 3 weeks to learn. I think it was 8 or 9 songs. And, dude, I kicked it into high gear. At first, I couldn't do it. I even called Wes. I was like, bro, I'm struggling with Ulysses. There's like a fill at the beginning. Goes straight into some 16ths at 225. I believe it's 225.
What?
Yeah. And then it's like this crazy like ride, a grouping of 5 on the feet, like this little offbeat ride beat. It's crazy.
Wow.
And that's like that was like the hardest thing I think I had to learn at the moment.
You were talking about a tune last night called Area Code.
Yeah.
That's like the hardest.
Yeah, Area Code. Yeah,
Alluvial.
at that time,
but Ulysses is
another one.
At
that time it was just Sarcoma that I had to learn.
Yeah,
and then obviously the EP came later. But yeah, Ulysses and Ulysses and Sarcoma were the hardest songs at first for me. But yeah, that song I didn't think I was gonna be able to do it. I think it was like 2 days of practicing. I called Wes like, dude, I don't know if I can do this, man. But I really want to do this. Like I told you, I want the gig. I want to play with you guys. So I just took a break. I put my sticks down, went home, came back the next day, and I was doing the doubles. I was like, oh, dude, I got it. And then my confidence just skyrocketed. I was like, all right.
To play 16ths at 225, it's pretty necessary to use double strokes. Are you playing singles on that?
Yeah, I'm doing singles. Yeah.
That's insane, dude.
I guess I should also add, I had never played with a trigger up until this point. So 22 years of drumming was with no triggers at all. I never even thought about using them. I didn't really need to. I didn't play this style of metal.
Explain to people what that's like using a trigger for your kick drum and what goes into that, man. Like, what kinds of things do you have to watch out for?
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a few things. Sometimes it's a lot about settings and how your kick is tuned with the trigger. And
you're using a batter side sensor instead of like something like a foot blaster that goes underneath.
I do want to try those. I do want to try that.
There's a foot blaster. It's kind of like a telegraph kind of thing where it connects to the inside of the bottom of your kick pedals. Yeah. So as you're playing, it snaps down on them and reads that. Yeah. So
I just have the RT. I think it was RT 30K.
The Roland.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of the combo a lot of people use. And the TM2 module. So it's really about just dialing in your settings, kind of how you play. I'm a really heavy hitter, and I had a problem with resting my beater on the kick when I wasn't using it, my left beater. So when I'm doing like a single with the right foot, that beater would kind of move back and hit the head. So it would cause a hit.
A false trigger.
Yeah. So I had to like up the threshold to keep that from happening. So I play with a pretty high threshold. I think to do double strokes, you should lower it. But I only do singles. That's how I've always been. It was a learning curve playing with the trigger, but I did grasp it pretty quick, I guess. It was during that 3-week period. So I had 2 weeks to really learn the songs, and then I met with the band and practiced for an entire week. So yeah, it was pretty crazy, really. Playing a different style of metal that I've never really tried to do. I've always kind of felt like I've been quick, but that put it to the test. Getting this call to play with this band.
Yeah.
I struggled at first a lot. I was throwing sticks around the room and everything.
You were getting frustrated?
Oh yeah. And then I got the trigger probably, I don't know, a week into playing their songs, and then had to dial in the settings. I was calling friends up that know everything about the trigger and kind of going from their settings and just making it work for me, I guess.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, man. I got used to it pretty quick, really. It still was a learning curve, but now I got it pretty dialed in. You want to make sure your kick head is tuned slightly higher. You want to stuff it with pillows and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, triggers are cool though. I like them. It kind of makes it to where you don't have to use as much effort, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool, man.
But I still do it anyway. I'm still just like, balls of the
you
wall,
are a hard hitter,
just
man.
freaking.
You're a beefy drummer, dude. Yeah, I think all of the practicing that you were doing, man, it's all about like preparation meeting opportunity.
Yeah.
And like timing is everything, man. So if you're not practicing and you're not like taking your craft seriously, when that opportunity comes along, you might not be prepared for it. So I think it's
and it was
important.
kind of the case for me in a sense, because I had always been like a metalcore drummer, and
you can rise to the level that's required, but
you got to put your mind.
You still have
to
to have a baseline kind of technique to play that stuff.
Yeah,
but yeah, man. So you've toured with Alluvial for a few years, and you've released some Meinl drum playthrough videos.
Yeah.
Talk about the process of recording those here in Nashville and the impact that's had on like your career and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I guess to start it, the beginning of it all, we were out on tour with Tesseract and Intervals.
Two great
amazing bands.
Yeah, dude. Tesseract rule. Well, they both are great.
Freaking love those bands a lot. Nathan, the drummer of Intervals, we were talking one time. I was just telling him like, dang, I broke my China. And he was like, dude, I'll let you borrow mine. And let me borrow it. And he asked me if I was with Meinl. And I was like, nah, man. And he was like, Chris is going to come out to, Chris is the head of,
he's like Meinl USA distribution.
Yeah.
Does he do artist relations as well, or kind of helps with that probably?
Yeah, dude, he's like the guy. You know?
I've met him once before.
Freaking awesome dude.
Yeah, he's cool.
Chris,
I gave him a Lyft ride one time, and I was like,
you were telling me that.
What do you do, man? And he's like, oh, I'm actually like, I work with Meinl Cymbals. I was like, oh, well, I'm a musician. I know those are great cymbals.
Yeah.
We talked for a while.
The best.
So, and I have several buddies that either work, like Brandon Center, who's been on the podcast. He works with Meinl on the videos. Naveen, who I'd love to have on the show as well. I know he's starting to work with Meinl as well.
Yep.
But I've also had several friends work at the distribution center, like packing orders and stuff like that. So
Nathan told me that Chris was going to be in Nashville at the show, the Brooklyn Bowl. And so Chris came out. And then Jay also he asked me one day if I was with Meinl. I was like, no. And he was like, man, maybe Chris will like your playing, and So Nashville comes, and Chris saw me play, and he loved my playing, and was willing to sign me as an artist, and I still can't believe it.
That's awesome, dude. Congrats.
I think it's almost been a year now since I've been with Meinl, and he asked me if I would come down and do videos. And I was pretty nervous when I got that email, but I had played the Alluvial songs a lot, at this point. And I felt like I had them pretty dialed, The EP had just come out. We did a tour. We were about to do a tour with Veil of Maya right before the video shoot. So I had been practicing my butt off, very rehearsed, if you will. So went down here. Meinl took care of me, man. They got me like a hotel, and
that's sweet.
Just like treated me way better than I should be.
No, man, that's how people should be treated, man.
Yeah.
Like that's how artists.
It was just crazy, man. I'm very honored.
Their videos are the best, man.
Yeah.
I watch them all the time. They pop up when I'm sitting down on the couch with my 55-inch TV or whatever I have down there. Freaking put on a drum video. It's the best.
Yeah, they sound
I enjoy it.
Incredible. It looks great.
I discover so much new music that way too, because it's like, oh, that drum set looks cool. Like, who is this guy? I've never heard of this band. And you watch it, and you're like, I actually really like this music.
Yeah,
and
I do the same.
It's a full circle thing.
Yeah. I'll sit there, like you said, and just put it on my TV, and you find new music. That is same. I love watching the videos to find new drummers and seeing different styles and different setups, and it's really cool.
Yeah, they do a great job.
Yeah. So I got there, and everything was pretty much there. I just set it up, played to the songs. Wonderful experience, man.
That's cool.
High vibes, it was just the best.
That's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
What happened after that? Like, I know you were talking about how, like, when those videos went live, like, several people were kind of like subscribing to you.
Yeah. I had a lot of new subscribers on YouTube. That was cool. I need to get back on my YouTube.
You should, man.
Videos.
YouTube is honestly, in terms of like generating another income stream, YouTube is the number one way to
I'm
do
definitely
that.
not at that level, but I think it'd be cool to put more videos up. I have a few videos on there, just covers or
they're great, man.
Playthroughs of Alluvial.
Yeah, follow Zach Dean on YouTube, everyone.
Thanks, man. I want to get back on that. But I got a crap ton of freaking followers on Instagram. It was kind of crazy to me. Never thought this would happen, really.
Yeah, that's killer, man.
Yeah, Meinl was the best.
Yeah, their cymbals are great.
Those cymbals and the people behind the scenes that do the whole operation.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Let's talk about what cymbals you're using now, and maybe we can talk about drums and your favorite shells and all of that kind of stuff. Let's go. Let's get gear savvy right now.
Yeah, sure. It's mostly the Byzance series. We'll just keep talking about Meinl here. Mostly Byzance. I have the dual hi-hats. Love those.
What is the Byzance sound? Is that a darker sounding cymbal, or is that a medium?
More of like a medium, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, some brightness to it, like, I'm not always good at describing cymbals, but I just love the Byzance line.
Yeah.
It's like the perfect sound for metal, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. I got the Byzance dual hi-hats, mostly like the medium thin crashes, polyphonic crashes. I love those. The pure alloy custom crash is insane. It's like an extra hammered pure alloy crash. That thing is wonderful. I've been playing the Matt Garska Equilibrium China.
Dude, that China rules.
I think it's the best China ever.
I loved it. I loved hearing that cymbal last night. Yeah, that was fun.
I also have the dark, the Classics Custom Dark series China, which I also love. It lasts a long time. It's very durable. It's great for metal. You can beat the crap out of it, and it's kind of cheaper on their list of cymbals.
Yeah,
it's not really gonna break you too much, and they last a long time. So I highly recommend those for sure. All around the kit, get freaking dark hi-hats. They sound crispy and just nice.
Yeah.
It's like
I've seen a lot of drummers around town use those.
Yeah.
Because, you can buy a decent amount of them for not a ton of money, and they, like you said, they last a long time.
They're
do. Very reliable.
They really do. I'll take them on tour and not even crack them for a couple tours. And I am beating my drums to oblivion, dude.
Yeah.
I am smashing them, dude. And
how many cymbals do you break on a 30-day tour?
I mean, sometimes it's usually it's no, dude. No, man. I don't break them that much.
Yeah,
really.
That's good.
I do like this little sway, swingy motion with my cymbals most of the time.
Yeah.
And that's a good technique, to have. And I guess that just saves the cymbal in a way. It increases the lifespan of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably some sort of physics explanation for that, but I don't know what it is.
And if you hit it while it's still wobbling at a certain point, you're creating more.
Sure.
Yeah. I made that up just now.
You got it, bro.
Science.
But yeah, I don't break them too much, surprisingly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But usually when I do crack them, it's the splashes.
Really?
Usually I'll crack the splashes first, and then that's the China. Depending on the China, I have a few. The traditional Byzance. It might not be built for a guy like me. I'm starting to figure that out, I think.
Might need to go to a thicker
Well, like cymbal. I said, the dark heavy China. I think that's and then the metal classics China. I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
For a metal drummer, like us, or yeah, it's a really good one. But there are some Chinas that I'll crack on a tour. But yeah, I don't crack them that much.
Very cool.
But yeah, mostly Byzance. I like the Classics Custom series, the Dark Classics Customs as well. Dude, love them. And then for the kit, I play a Tama all Bubinga. Natural Bubinga burst.
What does that sound like? Is that a darker sound?
Oh yeah, dude, it's real low.
Yeah.
Got that punch, real low, punchy sound. Love it, dude.
Your drums sound great, man.
Yeah.
You brought new heads.
Yeah, dude.
Just for Xaphon.
Yeah,
what an honor.
Yeah, dude. I had him sitting behind me at my rehearsal spot. I had G2s on top, Evans G2s. I love those tom heads.
Yeah.
On my Tama kit. I love Evans. I'll probably never play any other head.
Yeah.
and I like the G1 coated on the bottom. It kind of helps with like that like ringing, you know.
Yeah.
And I also like to put cotton balls in my toms, like 1 in the racks and then 2 on the floor. So usually G2's clear on top.
Yeah.
G1 coated on the bottom. But for this gig, I have the EC2, the EC2S on top. I like them. Yeah.
I can't remember what the difference is with those. You can just hit them harder, I guess.
Dude.
Like they're like the most durable ones that they make, right?
The EC2?
EC2S?
Maybe. I mean, they seem pretty...
They've got that metal ring around there.
Yeah. Or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Is it a metal ring? I don't really know what it is.
It's some kind of metal material, aluminum. Dude, I'm
I
probably
don't know.
wrong.
I don't know.
There's something
I should
going
know,
around
right?
the edge of
I
that.
should know that. But I don't.
That's all right, man. You don't have to know that. You just need to know how to play them.
So yeah, Evans has on my Tama kit all the like hardware is Tama.
Yeah.
I'm real OCD about that kind of thing. I like everything being the same.
Yeah.
You know.
Keeps it consistent.
Like before Meinl, I was playing Meinl cymbals. I would never have like a mix. Like there was never a time where I had a Zildjian and a Sabian and Meinl. Like I'm very OCD when it comes to these things for whatever reason. So it was like before Meinl, like a long time ago, I had Sabians all in the kit. But yeah, all Meinl and then all Tama. Everything's the same thing, you know. Pedals or Tama.
Yeah.
Speed covers, which now I'm with Trick. So
Trick is.
Yeah.
Is that what you're using?
Yeah.
Now?
Trick. Yeah. Double bass pedal.
The Pro 1V?
The Dominator. It's the Dominator.
Dominator.
Yeah. I want the Pro 1V, but they're on back order. So
yeah, dude. I had a pair for a while. They're great. They're incredible.
I did too. My dad bought me a pair. I think it was for Christmas or my birthday one year. And I was a super big Matt Greiner fan from ABR.
Yeah. He's amazing.
And Adam Gray. And I got rid of those tricks to buy their pedal that they use, the DW9000. And like nowadays, I kind of wish I still had that trick pedal just to have it, you know?
Yeah.
It'd be kind of cool because there's like an older model of that.
Yeah.
And now that I'm like with Trick, it'd just be, I wish I never got rid of that pedal.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say here. But
yep.
Yeah. So Trick pedals, Tama hardware is the best, dude. Like
if you could work with any drum company, who would you work with?
Oh yeah, it'd be Tama.
Tama? Yeah.
Yeah. Is it Tama or Tama?
I think it's however you want to say it.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, Tama is the ultimate metal. Tama. They're the ultimate metal drums.
Mm-hmm.
Like
also DW's insanely sick.
Their stuff is killer as well. I mean, there's so many great companies.
I mean, dude,
I love Sono.
I'll just say it now.
Drums are...
If any drum company, like really Pearl, DW, Tama, like if any of them, if they gave me the time of the day and they were like, oh, you know, Zach, let's work
Zach's
together.
gonna rep your stuff.
I would go with any of them really. Whoever wants to, you know, possibly work with me one day.
Yeah,
you know,
it'll happen, man. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I would prefer Tama though.
Because
a lot of my favorite drummers play Tama.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure, man. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you. Do you know who Simon Phillips is?
The name does sound familiar.
He's got the most insane Tama drum set.
Really?
If you watch his Drumeo stuff, dude, his drumming is amazing too. He's more like prog fusion kind of guy.
I definitely know the name. I'm kind of drawing a blank right now. I guess
he's very like anti Barry the Beater, you know, and let the kick drum when you hit it, let it resonate, and his technique is off the charts, man. He's an older cat, but dude, he's a monster. But he plays with the big gong drums and like it just custom sizes, like just the Tama kit that he has is unbelievable. So Zach, you've been drumming professionally since like around 2016. What advice would you give to an up-and-coming drummer that wants to do what you do, wants to tour, wants to play technical metal or progressive metal or hard rock? Or what would you tell a young guy that's wanting to get into the scene?
Yeah. I mean, I guess kind of what we talked about earlier. You gotta practice your butt off, man. Find inspiration. You know, watch all your favorite drummers and just get the inspiration, you know, that maybe you want or need, and record yourself play a lot. Like every time you're playing, record yourself. And, you know, if you think it's dope what you just did, put it online.
I like
go
that.
out. Yeah, go out and meet other musicians, you know, in your local scene, and, you know, try to form a band maybe, or, you know, just as much as you can. As many things as you can do. Record yourself a lot. Go and talk to people, man. You know?
Yeah.
That's what it's about, you know. All of us musicians, you know, we're all pals. You know, at least I want to hope we are, you know.
Yeah, it's just finding camaraderie in other people that do what you do and suffered the way that you suffered for the craft.
Yeah,
you know?
get in the van.
Getting in the van.
That's another, yeah. If you're wanting to tour, just gotta hop right in there and do the thing. It's it's a fun journey, you know, and yeah, if that's what you want to do, you gotta work your butt off.
Yeah, no doubt.
Know? And yeah, just a lot of practicing. I don't know. I guess that's just like what I've done. You know, that's kind of how it worked for me, I guess. I just spent a lot of my life just taking in a lot of different styles of my favorite drummers, and I don't know, not like replicating what they're playing or copying or anything, but like making it my own way too.
Mm-hmm.
And just recording myself, and online just kind of, it did a lot for me, I guess.
Yeah. Are there any resources that you would recommend for like learning drums and learning technique and things like that?
I mean,
like, did you watch a lot of drum videos like when you were coming up?
Sure. You know, I like the whole Drumeo thing. You know, they have a bunch of really sick drummers. I recommend watching those, definitely.
Yeah, like the clinics and like the hour-long like, lessons that they do.
Yeah. If there's ever any drum clinics near you, like, go to those.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if there's a cool music shop that has drum, you know, if someone's in there teaching drums, you should take a lesson or two, you know, maybe. I started doing that at my local guitar shop. Started teaching drums. Got a bunch of youngsters.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Take lessons with Zach when he's off the road.
I do. I actually do Zoom lessons.
Yeah.
If anyone's ever wanting to do that.
Absolutely.
I can help with different techniques that I do.
Awesome, man. Dude, this has been awesome to hang with you and do a little podcast.
Yeah, never done it before.
It's an honor to be the first one to interview you, man.
Yeah,
because I think you're going to go on to do some pretty amazing things, man. Just with your skill set and the type of person that you are, and I think you're going to go far, bro.
I want to continue doing this as long as I can.
Yeah, if you need a great drummer, you can hire this guy.
Yeah,
I'm hoping to play more shows with you, man.
Yeah,
if you're open to that.
Yeah.
But tonight's going to be insane. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be full circle for me, man. I've been working on these songs for a long time, and I feel like I got the right group of guys together to perform them.
I think so too.
And so we're going to do that
we
tonight.
Definitely have the songs pretty dialed.
They're dialed, man.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be a blast. Now we just get to have fun and play them. So real quick, just let everybody know where they can follow you, man.
Sure. My Instagram, ZDrums. My YouTube is Zach Dean. Like mostly.
How do you spell Zach?
Yeah, Zach.
That's how it's spelled.
Yeah, Dean.
Easy.
Like Dean's milk.
Easy, man.
Or Jimmy Dean sausage. You know?
There you go. Yeah. Cool, man.
And yeah, I think I mean that's like where I'm mostly active. It's like Instagram. So just ZDrums.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to take a drum lesson with you, how would they do that? Just Instagram message?
Yeah. Cool. Just DM me. I'll find it.
Awesome, man.
Or email me, you know, whatever. I think my email is also on my Instagram, but yeah.
Cool,
send me a message. Yeah.
Dude, this has been fun, man. Guys, thanks for watching Shred Sessions. I'll see you on the next episode. Take care.
Later.